A new D&D book with a title being announced 4 days from now and a release date in just over 2 months. If you're curious what I'm talking about, stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Ted from Immersion here, and I am here to give you a very short news update video. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of news to give you, but there's enough to wet your whistle and at least tease you with a little bit of what's to come. So let's go ahead and take a look here on Amazon. You can see right now, this is by the Wizards RPG team, so it is official. If you want to go ahead and look at what other things the Wizards RPG team has put out on Amazon, it is all of the official Dungeons & Dragons books. So, Dungeons & Dragons March release book. Title announced January 9th. As of me recording this, right now it is the 5th. So that will be the 9th is what, Thursday? Thursday. So my assumption is there will be some sort of live stream or something from Wizards where they're going to announce the title of this book, assuming that this stays the way it is. It also has been up for a while, and it hasn't been taken down. Hardcover, here's the release date, March 17th, 2020. And here's what it says, right? Your first look at the next D&D title comes on January 9th. Keep an eye on wherever you get your D&D news for a preview of the book. So that is what we've got here. So let's talk a little bit about this. One, it's listed at $49.95, which is the standard price, at least MSRP, for all D&D books. We don't have any other information beyond that, at least here on Amazon, to go off of. So let's talk about what I think it's going to be. One, I don't think this is going to be the class resource book that we've been talking about. We saw the Unearthed Arcana at the end of the year, and that was sort of like, okay, we're going to be playtesting new ideas for classes. This, again, seems to very heavily mimic the release of Xanathar's Guide earlier in the year. So if you think about how that went, we had Unearthed Arcana at the end of the year, kind of very frequently towards the end of the year to playtest new ideas. Then, my guess, sometime in about the next month or so, the ones that they feel like they need to vet out a little more, we're going to get an Unearthed Arcana again that's going to pick 3 to 5 of the subclasses we already received and give us a revised, updated version based on the feedback that we gave in the surveys. Those will undergo their playtest in the new version, and then whatever the final version of that will be incorporated into whatever this source book we're going to get is, which we'll probably get sometime in the June to October timeframe. I don't remember exactly when Xanathar's was released, so I think if we look right here, it should tell us. Xanathar's was actually in November. Okay, so that was about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, really, at this point. So what I'm thinking is what we're going to get announced here in a couple days for release in March will be a campaign or a not necessarily a campaign setting, but a module. Something along the lines of Baldur's Gate Descended to Avernus, Princess of the Apocalypse, something like that. An adventure path to play through. And my assumption is what's going to happen is that's going to release in March, when whatever the D&D live thing is, that happens usually around the May timeframe, the focus of whatever the book that comes out in March will be the focus of that event. That's my guess. And then that will be what played through there, and they'll go through things a little bit more. Or I could be wrong altogether. But my thoughts are, we've gone in a lot of other weird places, right? We went Ghost of Saltmarsh, which was kind of just nautical themed. We went to Hell with Descent into Avernus. We went to Eberron, an entire other campaign setting. So I think we're going to come back to the Forgotten Realms. But I don't think we're going to focus too heavily on the Sword Coast, right? We did Waterdeep. We just did Baldur's Gate. We've had a lot of city stuff. We've had some nautical stuff. We've had some dungeon stuff, jungle stuff with Tomb of Annihilation. Two things we haven't really gotten thus far are desert and Arctic tundra. So that's what I'm going to suggest, that it's going to either be a desert-themed campaign, something, similar to like the Sandstorm campaign of old. Maybe it'll be all around the Anorak Desert and over in that region, or something Arctic tundra-y. And again, they do seem to like to focus more around the Sword Coast general region of the Forgotten Realms. One, because there's a lot of lore there, and not that there isn't lore for the entirety of Faerun, but that's also where a lot of the focus of the different novels has been. You know, whether it be Elminster's novels or the Drizzt novels, they've kind of focused a lot in those particular areas. So there's a lot of love for that. So the Anorak Desert comes up a lot in those books, as well as the northern regions, the Sea of Moving Ice, 10 Towns, Icewind Dale. So that's my thoughts. Icewind Dale, Anorak Desert, general area. So we're either going to get desert, super hot, deal with that kind of a thing, survival in desert terrains and things like that, or Arctic, far north, surviving in the cold, something along those lines. We'll get one of the two, and that'll be an adventure path. My guess, probably 1 to 13. Seems to be that's my new guess for what the level spread will be. Starts at level 1, goes to level 13, and then again, I mean, we'll find out in 4 days, and I'll do an update video and tell you whether I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is legit? It seems to be legit, as far as I can tell. I'll have a link in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this video and want to see more news-style videos from me as things come out, I will continue to do those as you guys have asked for them. So feel free to like this video and subscribe. And if you do want to stay up to date on news things, you probably should click the notification bell, because news is only news when it's new. Boy, that was corny. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.